Welcome back, everybody, to Urist Meets World Episode 2, where Mike actually plays the game, unlike the first hour, which is just getting ready to play the game, and the hour before that, discussing what the heck the game actually is. So,
I do feel well prepared, by the way.
I was mentioning while we were offline that my number one concern, because Mike found a cold environment, a temperate environment, is that he's right next to a river. It's currently frozen, and as veteran players will know, the thaw comes quickly and suddenly. It'll go from solid ice to all water. There's no like cracking or anything. It'll just suddenly be water, and any dwarf who's standing on ice plummets to the bottom. And you gave no skill points to swimming to any of your dwarves, so they will die.
I am betrayed. I thought that manager guy was going to cover all of this.
Yet he has many tasks, and safety is definitely not one of them. There is no safety manager in Dwarf Fortress.
There's no OSHA guy.
There's no OSHA.
And by the way, for the record, this is near and dear to my heart right now because it was just negative 110 in Maine yesterday, and it was negative 10 or something around here a day and a half ago.
Yep.
So I thought this was a joke. And now I'm not so sure.
We were like 17 degrees here. Today got 55. So just like that, the thaw comes and everyone drowns.
The thaw comes.
All right.
All right.
Click continue active game, sir.
And by that we mean start it. Yeah. The world is Linea Uwe, the land of enchanting. Okay. Yep. So I just click this doodad.
Like that.
All right.
And now you'll see you want the active save. They both have the same date because you literally haven't done anything yet. But you want the active save one as opposed to the auto save. Although, quick tip to anyone, if their first start is rough, the autosave is a good way to go. So if you forget to set minors, etc., if you're on a clock playing a perfect game, trying to do that speed run of Dwarf Fortress, that's an option.
So right away, one of the massive advances this game has over, say, Super Mario from 1988.
Yes.
One of the very few major differences.
There are a couple speed run options for Dwarf Fortress. One is how fast can you lose all 7 dwarves, and people have embarked next to a dragon. They literally unpause as a dragon right there, and it just roasts them all.
And then they have a toast to themselves.
Okay, right. So to give you a little hint, you'll notice on the all the way to the right, there's a little bit of ice sticking out next to a tree. No, go down. See that little? Yeah, that's ice because that's probably a murky pool. If you no, you can't see it. If you go down one layer, usually you could see it, but you can't in this episode because ice is shown as basically dirt or rock as unexplored. So, but if you look up at your mini map in the top right, you can kind of see.
So you could have, if you could have, but you can't. So
but you can't. So you can't. Okay. I wish I could help you, but there's nothing I could do. Now, to make, before we do anything, I really do something here. You should see a little sprocket in the top right next to your mini map.
My little guy up here?
Yep. Click on that.
Okay, sprocket.
And go to settings.
Oh, what?
I just want to. I want to show you something at the very bottom. See, use classic ASCII glyphs. Have you done this yet?
No.
Click on that.
Okay, I'm good. Woof. Oh,
now click done.
Yes.
Now click done.
Oh, John, I don't know. Oh,
this.
God.
Now go to return to game, and this is what the game used to look like. And there were concerns that the UI was not up to snuff for some people.
Okay, although I do get it. You've got Smiley Dude here. You've got Blinky, which Stray Turkey.
Well, it's a T for turkey. You have D for dog. Okay.
You stay away from the dogs. I know what you do.
The brown zeros are trees. Well, actually, the different kinds. The white one's birch. So the different color for the trees.
I see. And then if you go up and down, okay.
The up arrows are ramped upward to that level. Okay. So it was usable.
Yeah,
that's about.
It is on the screen. You and I can agree on that.
But for now, let's go back up to the sprocket. It's right there. Yep. Click on that. Find the settings. And change that to no.
I'm sorry. This is like when you accidentally change Windows language to like French and you don't know French and you're like, I think that means that.
The button was in this general zone.
Click. Okay.
Okay. So you're still paused. As if I recall, we set up your miners, so we set up your woodcutters, we set up everybody.
Okay.
So looking at the mini map, and if you scroll around, you can see you're in a little valley.
Okay, now let me.
ASDW kind of moves you around the map. You can also, if you have a roller mouse, click the middle and kind of move around that way. Don't scroll it though.
Oh, I accidentally descended into the bowels of hell.
It's a bit touchy.
How do?
Now I use E and C to go up and down the layers. That's a little easier, I think.
Oh gosh! All right, E and C.
Yeah,
yes,
so
here we go. Okay.
Okay.
This is going great.
You can also the square brackets open and close will help zoom in and out.
Yes. Okay, that's right.
So if you want to zoom out to kind of get a better look at the map, you can see the map now. Again, you can see the ramps up to the higher elevations.
Excellent.
Now, what we want to do is we want to begin digging. So I'll give you kind of two primary options. You can either begin digging into a mountainside, or you can start digging down. Tutorial says dig down, and that's not necessarily a bad idea.
Okay.
So
that's kind of like a training, right? Like we just kind of want to.
Yeah, we're just learning here. We're just learning here, right? So
am I in any danger of drowning right now? Because I feel like I am. You've got me paranoid about this. All of these guys are going to be.
Well, so as you move around your map, if it says pile of snow over ryegrass, it's fine. It says pile of snow and ice, you're not. So I look at your turkey all the way to the left and see what he's standing on.
Yeah. Okay. Where's this dude? This turkey?
Okay. He's fine. He's on grass. So he's okay. So you got
stray blue peahen.
So right now, fine.
That's what my lawn is like.
I would look at digging right around where the pig is, right? Because I know that's kind of between your river and the water there. So if you click on the pickaxe at the bottom.
All right, my pickaxe. All right, I got it.
No. The icon on the very bottom of the screen.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yep, got it.
Nope, pickaxe. That was to the left.
Yep. No, I got.
There you go.
In my defense.
Now, you see some stairs. Click on the stairs.
Okay, I'm clicking on that bad boy.
Now,
go
and click on the block right above the pig.
Okay, piggy.
Just one click.
Okay. This is nerve-wracking.
Okay, now that picks, so when you make stairs, you kind of pick the top and then the bottom, or the bottom and the top, it doesn't matter, but you have to span multiple levels. So now, hold where that is, and now hit the C button like 3 times. Because you want to go down a couple. All right, go back to the making it just kind of one square, though. Move your mouse back up a little bit.
All right, just this guy.
Just that guy, bingo. Now click again.
I don't know if I want to just dig a hole.
Okay, now you've made, I don't know how far down you went. Do you know?
Not the least bit. In fact, I've completely lost it.
You completely messed it up.
No, I went 3 levels down, actually. All right, so C is down, and what's the one?
Are you sure you did? Okay. Hit
I didn't know.
hit F1 for me. F1 will bring you back to your cart. You might have to hit function for you.
Function, yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. So you see it has a downward stair. Now hit C. We'll go down 1. Down 1.
2, 3.
Good. Okay, perfect.
Look at that.
Okay.
That
So now go back up to the top.
Okay. Function.
We want to give out a few more jobs while we're at it, right? So next to where the pickaxe was, you can hit the down arrow to lower the pickaxe selections.
Okay.
And now click the little next to it. You can see a little tree trunk with an axe next to it. That should tell you what that is.
Hotkey M. Okay.
There are hotkeys.
Yes. Okay. It's like WordPerfect 5.1, just like you told me.
Set tree chopping. Click on that one.
Here we go. Yep.
And once you draw a square, gathering a bunch of trees.
Well, why don't I do that? I'm going to click that bad boy. Is he clicked? I think he's clicked. All right. So these are my trees, right? A bayberry. Are those good trees? Can I
the trees were
willow trunk?
Yes, you can click on that. It's okay. Just start clicking.
I'm gonna click on the willow trunk.
Click one, and now you draw. So you click, expand out, and then click again to close this thing. You just clicked one tree. That's also fine. You can pick one tree at a time, but you might as well select 4 or 5 trees.
Oh God. Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah. That maybe wasn't the best location though, right? Well, no. Okay, I've got some trees in there.
Yeah.
You chopped
there you go.
Suckers.
Okay.
Where
now
my dudes at?
hit. Well, nobody's moving. Remember, we're paused. So hit escape first, just to close out all the tools. And now, if you hit the space bar, everyone will get to work.
All right, guys, get off your. Oh my!
So there they go. Guys are digging. Guys are chopping.
There you go. this was unexpected. I was figuring they were going to meander on over.
No.
Oh gosh. Oh man.
So there you go. Okay, hit pause. Hit pause. Now, what have they done? They cut out a couple trees. If you scroll over, you see you have logs now. Lots of willow logs. Good.
I got these guys here. Yep.
Go down. Now, once you go down 3 levels, you'll see the bottom of your staircase.
2, 3.
There you go. Perfect.
All right.
Now, what's around that? If you don't go back up, go back down. Okay.
This is the best. Okay, what's around it? Blank.
Well, if you hold the cursor over the wall right next to the stair, it tells you what kind of wall it is.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So that's loam. If you go back up one, I think it was sand.
All right. Remind me how to go back
E.
up.
E brings you back up.
That's it. Okay. Yep. Okay. Sand wall.
Good. Because we'll be able to get some sand there. That's good. And then clay. Excellent.
Okay.
So let's go back down to the bottom.
Okay.
And it's time for you to make a little hallway. So this time you're going to click on your pickaxe.
Okay. Got him.
And just leave it as the standard pickaxe, which is all the way to the left, which is already it automatically sets. And click and make yourself a stairway. You click once to start selecting, and then drag over and click to finish it.
Okay, I'm liking this. They take the stairs all the way down, and then they've got this immediate
exactly.
hallway. Okay.
Let's do that.
I'm going to make it really long, give myself some room.
That's fine. Yeah.
Things like that. All right, you go. You go. I'm going to go here because I don't want to get lost. All right, so I've clicked and dragged. Now I click again to confirm it, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. It's confirmed. Oh, no. Now it's confirmed.
So now it shows you all the places that they're going to be digging out. The pickaxe means they're removing all of the dirt in a horizontal fashion.
Yep.
Right. Later on, we'll do some channeling where you digged out the floor beneath you to make a deeper pit. But for now, we're just going to be digging out hallways.
And now, it's not like they take that dirt and move it anywhere, right? This is just once they're done, it's done.
Once they dig out, it's done. Now, if it's an area like this, which is considered a soil level, they don't leave anything behind. Okay. Rock takes longer to dig, but every 4th dig on average gives you a boulder that you can craft with. But soil, dirt, doesn't give you anything to craft with. But we're going to make a starter place for your dwarves to get them out of danger, to get them below ground where they're safe.
Little dwarf house.
So off of your hallway, let's make a room. And I think we're going to make a room like, let's say 7 by 10 size room.
Yay large roundabouts.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, click. Now hit the space key and you'll watch your guys come on down and start digging.
I don't know why every time I hit the space key, it's making me incredibly anxious. Look.
So remember, you have 2 miners, and you can see them digging out their room now.
Okay, all right, and they're about their business.
Soil is the fastest to dig, and it trains. Training is based on how many blocks you dig out. So training in soil is actually makes them dig faster, rock later. So if you want to dig something out, digging out soil first makes them better when they get down to rock.
Got it. And that's what you were referring to in the last one where we were talking about building up the skills, and they're going to get some of those skills anyway.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
All right, cool. Let's hit pause.
Here we go.
So you can see you're 4 days in, you've dug a square.
Yeah. I mean, I'm proud of it, but the way you say it. Okay, can I go back up to the top now? I'm so excited. No, I know what you're thinking. I should keep digging, aren't you? I feel like you know something I don't.
I think it's time to learn about stockpiles.
Okay.
What you want to do is start hauling your stuff downstairs. So I want you to click. It looks like it has a little flag with a star on it over a checkerboard.
That
Go down, almost straight down, next to the green guy. That one right there. Bingo. Click on that.
Okay. Hotkey P. Okay.
Yep, for stockpiles. Now, you're going to draw a rectangle, just like you did for digging.
I want to put, click that bad boy.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, that's good.
There we go.
Make it pretty sizable. The problem with Dwarf Fortress is everything takes up a square, whether it's a sock or an elephant carcass. It takes up 1 square.
I'm sorry. What? They've created backstories for every single character, but a sock takes up the same space as an elephant carcass.
1 item takes up 1 slot. Now, there are bins, and we'll talk about that allows you to put multiple items inside of a bin, and then the bin takes up the slot. But we joke that, like you could kill an elephant and it'll sit in the same spot. Okay, that's a good size stockpile. Click accept.
All right.
Now, what do we want to put in this?
Aha.
Now
well, we have wood right now, right?
So we have wood. That's a great thing to do. Click wood, and they'll start bringing the wood downstairs.
Okay.
So now, good. Now, right-click when you're done. You've selected wood.
Okay.
Now, before we start unpause again, let's dig out another room that we'll start putting other things in. So dig me out another rectangle.
All right, rectangle coming your way. Do I want to make it adjacent, or do I want to? And also, how do I undo that? Do I
just hit it? Yeah, hit escape.
There we go. Got it. All right. Why don't we? Can we do it this way?
Sure.
We can do it this way, right? Give ourselves.
We're going to be digging further down anyway. So really, I just want to teach you the basics here, and then you can start carving out your real fort.
So I'm going to make myself a little hallway here. Then I'm going to make myself this. This is going to be a nice bedroom right in the center here. I'm going to do a nice bed. That's going to be my doodad, the lazy boss.
Yeah, we can make a dormitory very easily, and that's actually a good thing to have, so they have a place to sleep right away. Later on, we can make them individual bedrooms, but you want to do that on a rock layer because then you can smooth and carve the walls, and they like their rooms a lot better. As much as they enjoy sleeping in a dirt hovel, they will prefer a rock room.
I remember this because these guys are pretty tetchy, if I remember correctly.
You know what? They are hardy, but they're finicky, and they're kind of dramatic.
I think you just described me.
So I want to do one more thing before you unpause. Go back next to your wood stockpile. Scroll on over. Okay. And I want you to click on the first thing you clicked on that had the 3 blocks with the hammer hitting it.
Yep.
Go down, click on that.
Okay. I'm like, yep, yeah, there it is. Okay. Yes.
Click on workshops.
Okay.
Up.
Workshops out there they are. All right.
And click on carpenter down near the bottom of the first column, right below you.
Oh boy.
There are a few different kinds.
All right, so let me get the concept here. So we dug this out. We're putting all the wood down here in the storage area, and in the storage area, which makes sense, we're gonna have a carpenter here because all the wood's there.
That way, all the other people will drag the wood down to him, and he doesn't wander. You don't want your carpenter wandering off to get the wood.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
You'd rather wood near him. Now, sometimes at the beginning of the game, I'll just put the carpenter workshop right up on the surface next to where the trees were cut down for the beginning. Right? But this is good too because you're going to want to haul your wood downstairs to keep it safe anyway. So this is a great place for us to bring all the wood. It's near the surface, close enough. You can't put it on top of the stockpile, so put it right next to the stockpile.
Oh, okay. I was wondering about that. Okay.
Perfect. Click. And it says, what do you want to make it out of? We'll make it out of the willow logs. That's fine.
47 willow logs. Look at me. I am industrial. Well, they are industrious. Okay.
So now hit the space bar and we'll start watching your little industrious alcoholics get to work.
That's awesome. And that made my day.
See, there they go. They're hauling the wood in. He built
well done, man.
and if you scroll over, you'll see they're digging out your other area.
We're going to check this out. Oh, yeah. Look at those guys go. That guy's got a great hairdo. That guy looks messed up in the face. Okay.
So now let's hit pause for a second.
Okay.
And I want you to just left click on your carpenter workshop that you created.
Okey-dokey.
And go to add new task. So we'll do this the hard way first and then the smart task way.
All right.
So these are all the things you can make out of wood, obviously, at the carpenter workshop.
Don't use the word obviously when I'm looking at something that says make enormous wooden corkscrew.
It's intuitively obvious, the casual observer, what the enormous wooden corkscrew is for. And I don't know why you wouldn't know how to use it. You're clearly using it wrong.
Isn't there only one way? You're like, well, I've used the corkscrew upwards. It didn't help me at all. Okay.
So let's make 3 beds, right? So start building our dormitory. So there's some beds from the chair. So just click on bed, or you could type bed to find it, but it was right there. That's fine too. Now click. Excuse me.
Don't judge me.
I'll dial back. I'm going to dial back.
What hotkey is that? Okay, mute. Okay.
So that's going to make 1 bed. What you could do, but it's a little dangerous at this time because you don't need it, is that little one right there. We'll just set it on repeat indefinitely. And your carpenter will spend the rest of his life until you tell him to stop making those.
Nope, I don't want to do that. I don't have
now, there are tasks where eventually you'll set up a craft workshop and say, hey, your job is to make crafts and trinkets for us to sell. And a dwarf will just spend his life making crafts and trinkets. But we don't want to make 47 beds just yet.
No, we don't.
So click on
I
add
have
task.
7 dwarves, for God's sake, man.
Click on add task, and
Got
let's click make bed, and do that 2 more times till he has 3 beds on his task list.
Well, I was going to say, and if I have 7 dwarves, wouldn't I want to make 7 beds, or is that
well?
They
don't all sleep at the same time. So for a dormitory, you really only need about 1/5 as many beds as you have dwarves for dormitory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and here, just like so, I can assign.
You can actually pick. You could say, "Hey, only this dwarf works in this workshop." So if you wanted to later on, you can make like an apartment for a dwarf and say, "This is your nice bedroom with your own workshop and your own stockpile, and no one bugs it. They just bring you supplies, and you lead a happy dwarf life."
Yeah, I'm liking that already. Wish I had that.
So, and then work orders is something that you can have. This is where your manager comes in, and I'll show you how to do this later on. So you could do it. You could either workshop specific, or you can do a general work order, which is what I usually do. A lot of people get very specific. I'm more generic. And then, you see a little stockpile icon you were looking at with the arrows up and down.
Yep.
You can actually say what stockpile this shop takes from or goes to. So later on, you may say you have a stockpile of just marble stone, and you have someone who only makes furniture out of marble because you don't want the marble being used for mugs or other trinkets. You want the marble going towards nicer things, so you're saving it. So you can set up specific workshops with specific stockpiles that only make specific things.
Which makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
All right. So you could say like only this space is working with this workshop, working with these workers. I assume that's when I'm a little further down the road and I have more dwarves and more specificity.
Yes. When you have 150 dwarves, you can set up specialists in all of these fields and still have plenty who just do the hauling for those.
Okay.
All right. So now, if you you can right click on that now. Just right click; it'll close that window. He's now been directed to make 3 beds. The other thing we could do is, okay, we'll do one more thing, and then we'll unpause and have to do some more work.
Can I ask real quick? So, do I have one kind of happy green guy?
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet it's one of your miners because they love working.
Yeah. Okay.
Dwarves like gaining in skill. They like being busy. They like feeling that they're improving in a skill, and so your miners, especially, are almost always my happiest dwarves. I work them to death, and they're like, "This is the best life a dwarf could have."
Every miner I've run into says the same thing. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Black faced up there. It's crazy. Okay.
So one more thing before we unpause. You see like looks like a clipboard with a green check on it. Bottom left.
This guy.
Nope. Sorry, go to the right. That's a scroll with a check. There's a clipboard 2 over.
Yes. No, you're right. You're right. I should have caught the difference.
The pixel art is clear, Mike. I don't know what you want me to do.
Pardon me, sir. That's a scroll with a green check.
It's intuitively obvious.
Truly, the iPhone of the game. Okay, so I'm clicking on this doodad.
These are your work orders. So now ignore that. Click Don't Show again. We're not going to waste our time.
That's gone quick. So this is the central work order location.
Yes, central work orders. This is what your manager will handle. Now, right now, your manager will work without an office, but soon he'll need one when you get above 10 dwarves. But for now, he'll just walk around tapping people on the shoulder, telling them what to do.
That's how I like to manage. Get those TPS.
So let's add a task. If you click the little plus mark, no. I wish that was how that works. No. Yes, that's the one there.
But don't click on the task.
Don't click on the task tab. That is not right.
This is so intuitive. Okay, all right. I'm in the right place now.
So this is now all of the things you could ever possibly have dwarves do. And there are a few things.
Good Lord. What the hell? I know that there were these guys making this, but my God, it would have taken me 15 years just to write all this. Yeah. Stud with tin.
Yeah. If you find cassiterite, you'll have some tin.
Oh,
and after you smelt the cassiterite, and then you have tin, and then if you haven't made bronze with it, you can. Okay, so I want you to search for table. What'd you do?
I've screwed it right up because it's way too intuitive for me. I like something a little more complicated.
Actually, I want you to write wooden, WOODEN, table.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Click on that. Now, now the manager.
I know how to spell wooden, by the way. You are a good teacher, but I knew that one. All right. Fair. All right, so I'm making wood table.
Now it says right now 10 out of 10. We can change that. Let's change that right now. You see the go over to the second number button, not the first one.
Okay, hold on. Wait. So what is the middle one? And
that's that. So the middle one is how many workshops you want to assign it to. So you may have a lower level task. You say, I don't want all my workshops working gangbusters to knock out like something that I just need a slow roll of.
I need immediate wooden table inventory.
But right now we are saying use any and all shop to get this done.
Yeah.
That's fine.
The command from on high.
Now you can either click the number sign and just type a number, or you can just go plus or minus to bring the number up or down from 10.
And
I think we want
about
minus. I think you want 6.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Okay.
Because Mr. Manager doesn't need a table.
And now let's do the same thing for wooden chairs.
Okay, so I click back on this guy.
Yep.
I'm back here. WOODN. Oh, of course I added the S and I ruined it. Man, I was making such a good point. Okay, so 7 chairs for 7 tables, for 6 tables? Or should I...
6 works. 6.
Okay.
Okay. You can't put more than 1 chair at each table. That is something people are going to know. They'll put like a table, put chairs around it. But dwarves will not share their table because, as you know, a table can only hold 1 meal because a block is so small that it can only hold 1 meal at it.
Okay,
or
there actually is a logic to that, and I see it. Because I run events, I get it. It's a place setting.
Now, we're not doing it right now, but if you clicked on the microscope, the magnifying glass,
oh god,
it'll actually let you then pick the material you want to use. For now, you only have 1 kind of wood and you don't really care. But when you have a dozen different kinds of rock, you may say, I want all of my furniture for this room to be the same color, same type of rock.
Like maybe I want a marble table.
That's exactly it. I always make all of my furniture match because I believe the dwarves care. They don't. But I see it and I care.
Hey, I'm sorry. Are your dwarves unhappy? Because if they're not, I think you're doing something right.
My dwarves are ecstatic with their lives of menial labor and look, beautiful bedrooms.
I know which icon that is.
See? Obvious.
Obvious. Intuitive.
All right. So this is done. Right click.
Okay.
Just right click there. Now let's go find your base again. So why don't you hit E? I think you went up. Okay, down. Looks like you got to go down 1. Down. That's the wrong way.
That's okay. Here we
go. There you go. Okay, now hit the space bar. Okay. Now, so some of the dwarves are still obviously hauling, but your carpenter's now in his shop.
He took 1 away.
He took 1 away. Yep, and they will fill that slot. See,
they just did immediately. These guys are industrious. I love these guys. I'm so proud of them. I don't want more dwarves than this. Wait,
now
2 of them are happy. Yes.
So a different guy is doing your carpentry now. I don't know who did the last time, but whoever was available did the carpentry. Okay, but that looks like that's probably your primary carpenter. Now, if you click on the workshop.
Okay, I'm clicking. Okay.
You can see the stuff he's already made. He's made those 3 beds. He's working on that bottom willow log because that's part of a task.
Right.
And when he's done, that's going to turn into probably one of the table. So now these are the things that he's made that are sitting in his shop. We could put them in a stockpile, but let's not worry about that yet. Let's place the beds. So right click to close this window.
Yep.
Let's move over to the new area you just dug out and let's make ourselves, let's put down a couple beds.
Okay.
And let's hit pause too so we don't lose track of our dwarves.
I don't want them eaten by dragons, John. We're still kind of in the age of legends here, and I'm desperately concerned.
You did. And you'll notice
time I hit space, I'm worried they're going to get eaten by a dragon.
You now have 2 happy dwarves.
I know. I was very proud of that. But they're not ecstatic yet, and that's really my goal.
Well, they've just dug out some loam cavern. So
that's not enough to make you happy.
But
okay.
let's give him some beds. So in the same place you had the workshop, that 3 blocks with the hammer at the very bottom.
All right.
Click on that. Yep. Over, right there.
Ah,
Structure. So, and you'll see furniture right below.
Sure, got it. Okay. Now,
Okay, let's
F. That's great. Hotkey F. I love it. All right. I will never remember any of this at all.
So let's click on bed. Now we're going to put down 3 beds, right? So if you want, there's a little checkbox at the very top left that says keep building after placement.
Okay.
If you click on that, now it's saying, hey, I'm going to build more than 1 bed. So don't make me re-click through everything.
Oh, that's awesome. God, that's going to be a huge time saver.
It's especially when you're laying out a full dining room or something like that. Like it's going to be a lot faster.
The sentences you have to utter in this video are hilarious. When you're really crafting a beautiful dining room with a setting and a nice rug, possibly.
When one is setting up the proper throne room in Dwarf Fortress, saving clicks is necessary.
I love that you use the royal plural. When one sets it up, one must consider the options.
So, why don't you put a couple of beds next to a wall somewhere?
Now, okay, it's going to sound pedantic. But my bed is next to a wall. It's an outside wall. It's a basement. Are they going to get cold? Can you put a fire in here? They don't get cold? They've thought of everything but the heat and the cold?
No,
it's icy out.
Temperatures do happen. And actually, dwarves who are stuck up on the surface in a desert can dehydrate and die quickly. Or actually, I think I've heard their fat used to melt. Like there was a bug once that their internal fat melted and they died. I think that was fixed. I think.
That was a bug? That wasn't a bug. That was someone who was angry the day they coded.
But no, what they actually is once you're underground, because remember, they're now like 30 feet underground, the temperatures are relatively stable and they are perfectly comfortable for a dwarf to live in. Right. So on the surface, temperatures matter a lot. Underground, water doesn't freeze. It stays at a nice thing. Okay, so what bed do you want to use? The willow bed. That's fine. Just click.
Isn't that all I have so far?
It is. Okay. So, and now put another one.
Now, do they like sleeping next to each other or do they not care?
They don't care.
Okay, there we go. So they care about tables, but they don't care about beds. Oh, I see. So it lists
you had 2 beds, but if you had different quality beds, you'll notice the little dash next to it means that it's actually a fine bed. There are different levels of quality for the beds. Your carpenter's not great, but eventually you'll get up to like a star, which means it's like a masterwork bed. They do notice that a lot.
Can I just use the closest material?
Yes, you can. For this, you're fine because everything's willow. It doesn't matter, and it'll just place it wherever it is.
Now, I only had 3 beds, right?
So if you try to place one now, it'll give you an error.
Talk to me. It did.
See? There you go.
Bed. Make at a workshop first. No access to bed.
There's no access to a bed. Because it could be that you had beds, but they're locked behind a door. And so it's totally possible you go like, I have 36 beds. And they're like, but they fell in the river. So we have no access to the beds right now.
I love that this is literally 3 separate coding commands in there. Needs bed, make at workshop first, no access to bed. I exactly understand what the program is doing.
Now, if you hit spacebar, they will now run over and place your beds for you.
Okay. Oh wait, do I need to click on
no, just there you go. They're not running. There they go. They're going to grab beds. They're going to run over there and they're going to place your beds.
Good Lord, this guy's moving quick.
Okay, hit pause again.
I can watch them just scoot back and forth all day. Okay.
Now, he's probably made some of our tables and chairs, but first, actually, no, hang on. New thing, because
oh God.
Zones.
I'm worried about my guys on the top. Are they okay?
That's why we're gonna get them downstairs in one. In fact, we're gonna do it right now. We're gonna make 2 zones. So if you could click on the green square with the dwarf head in it.
This guy. All right. Hotkey Z.
These are zones.
Am I going to say don't show again?
Yeah, you don't care about that.
Okay.
It's just useful information. You can get to it later.
That's not true. I don't think I could get to it again, ever.
So we want to make, right now, 2 zones. First, let's make a dormitory. So click on dormitory.
All right.
And
So
you're going to
this
make
is like
and you're going to make a zone over where your current beds are. And that says, hey, any beds I place in this zone, this is an open to use dormitory area.
Okay,
If you
so,
need to sleep, please come to this area. So that's
I
perfect.
like this, right?
Yep.
That's a good size. That's going to last me.
And you could put another couple rows of beds. That'll be great.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Excellent.
You can click accept. And now you have a dormitory, and see the little icon now for the dormitory. So they will go sleep there. And while they're not as happy they don't have their own bedroom, they're much happier than sleeping on a dirt floor.
You're darn right they are.
Now, the next thing we want to do is we're going to write meeting area. So click on meeting area.
Why tomb?
You're going
citizens and pets can be.
You're going to need to make tombs. I mean, unless you're the most successful Dwarf Fortress player ever, you're going to need to make a lot of tombs.
Unless you're the best player ever, expect tons of death. just bodies everywhere. I can't wait. It's gonna happen immediately. Okay, so what am I doing now?
Let's make a meeting area.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, click there.
Right here we
and now, why don't you do it the other half of this room?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Now, I'm consciously leaving a walkway for no reason at all.
Right? I do too. It's fine.
Yeah,
but
is that okay? That's
okay.
Fine. Like, I know
perfectly
that's
fine.
A dumb thing. Who cares?
Perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And now click accept. And now what they will do is they will come down here and hang out instead of up at your cart. So
okay. Now I feel better. I've been worried about them.
So if you click play now, they will all come down and they'll gather down here instead of upstairs. So see now they're gonna hang out here.
The guys and the dogs.
Okay.
The cat.
So you said meeting here is the best way to go. Now here's all your animals will come down here too, including the ones that need to stay on the surface, like your camels and stuff.
No, I don't like that at all.
So
that's
while we're making zones, let's go back to the surface.
Okay. Function F1. Yes.
Okay. Now, why don't you make a zone up here, but you can make it as a pen/pasture.
Okay. I like the. Yeah,
and you can make a nice big area here.
All right, now let's think about this for a minute. How do I zoom out again?
You can use the square brackets.
Square brackets. That's okay. Okay. So I'm desperately worried that a dragon's going to come flying in somewhere. Does it matter where I place this, or because I have no fortifications anyway at the top, it really doesn't matter at this point in the game?
For now, it doesn't matter. Later on, we can build walls around your pastures.
Okay.
We can even build like double-sided high walls and have extinguishers so nothing can climb in. So there's things we can do later on. For now, though, for your first year, your animals are actually kind of your first line of defense. In that, them being on the surface, you'd rather something comes along, tangles with your animals, and gives you time to quickly throw up a wall or something to block yourself in.
I tell you, this is a brutal world for animals.
I consider all the various herbivores to really be sacrificial because they're annoying. And
somebody's going to be making soap by the end of this game.
Yeah, so I would make a pasture a little up and to the right, a little up and to the east. Yeah. Okay. So you want to make it a good size. Yep. Keep going. Nice and big. Nice and big.
All right. And I can encompass this other stuff in there.
Yeah. No problem at all. Okay. Yeah. All you're saying is that you're just trying to generalize the boundaries of this.
Now I can't go up here. I'm sure it's going to give me an error, right? Because
it won't give you an error. It just won't do it. But you can go a little further down too.
It gave me an error on the other one. Error me out, man. Okay, should I keep making it? Like,
yeah, that's good about there. Okay, let's start with that. Click.
Because we're going to end up with a lot of animals.
Now go to accept.
All right.
And now you see the little bunny with the plus sign under
guy there. Bunny with the plus. Yes, I do. Select animal. Haha.
You can now pick what animals. So
stray. What the hell are all these stray dogs doing?
So all
did I pick those?
You brought those with you. Now the difference is in this game, if the word stray means that they have not been adopted as a pet, they're not owned by anybody. So they are communal fortress dogs, communal fortress cats, communal fortress peahens.
I knew you were saving that one. Okay.
So the only animals you need to keep up on the surface really are the ones that are grazers, and that's going to be your bottom two there: the buffalo and the camel. The other guys, let them come down to your meeting room, and we'll make them a better underground pasture because they don't need surface. So this is going to be the last time.
Peahens hanging around my guys down there. I mean, is this okay? Avian flu, man. I'm
saying. You don't want them near your food stockpile because they do bring in more like critters that will speed up food breakdown.
I knew that was.
But that's why we will dig them out their own little cave and shove them in there. These turkeys and peahens will never see the light of day ever again. That's.
The things you're saying are horrible.
Animals don't need light.
Actually, you know what's sad? That's true. This is what we do to chickens.
They're fine. I think they're fine. So,
all right.
So anyway, so now at least your animals won't starve underneath. They'll now go to that pasture. The other animals will rot down. So let's go down. Why don't we dig another room for your other animals?
So what I need to do now is just click off here, right?
Is just right click, just right click,
okay.
Just right click to clear out. Okay.
What did I just?
Nothing. You're good to go.
Okay.
It's not going to show you there unless you click the zones button again. If you click zones, you'll see where the zones are.
Of course it won't. All right. So I'm going down a level, and here we are. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. I know I sound a little too... Okay, so actually, I'm glad you told me that about the zones. Because when we were last looking at this, I guess in my head, I just kind of imagined that you'd always see the zone that you've selected here.
Yeah. You always see stockpiles. You don't see zones. But if you click on zone, you'll see them again. And then you can click on them and modify them.
So I click on this guy, and
and now you see the kinds of zones you have. Yep.
Got it. Okay, cool. Excellent.
So now, if you made a couple of tables and chairs already, you could now put them in your meeting place if you want.
I do. Okay, let me see if I can. All right, I don't want to dig structures and work areas. Was that?
There you go. Yep, that's the one.
Okay, excellent. And I want furniture.
Yep.
Seems logical. And I want. Where are my budget table? Thank you very much. Yes. Now, this is my meeting place where all the animals are for some reason. So, can I just...
Yep.
Oh,
done.
That's my table. Okay, that was
you still have it set to use closest material, so it's not having you select anything. Okay. It's just going to use you only have one kind anyway. But if you wanted to pick one, you could do that.
Okay, so I've got my table there. Is one table? Well, no, because it's one table to one guy though.
That's why we made
3 tables.
We made 6.
6. We made 6 tables.
Now, he's probably not done yet, but put down the tables you have.
Okay. 3, 4.
Okay.
Needs table. Make it workshop first. No accessible table.
Okay.
I
don't know why you find that error so funny.
I really do.
But you do.
Okay, so here we go. All right, so all I need to do is now just click off.
Now, let's put some. No, that's it. That's all you got to do for those.
That was disappointing.
Because it's building. You're not zoning. You accept builds. You built it when you chose to put it there. So now let's put the chairs next to them, though.
Okay, coming down to my dude here. Going to my furniture. Going to my chairs.
And now just put them right next to them. I would put them on top because then you can. Oh, it doesn't matter.
But
no.
I feel like it does, and you need to tell me why.
It doesn't matter. I always make 2 rows of tables in the middle and then chairs on the outside entirely to recreate some sort of fine dining experience, which is ridiculous because not everyone else, many people just put them on the walls because it just doesn't matter. They won't talk while they're eating. So in my mind, they sit leisurely at the table and chat. They don't. They sit down, they eat, then they stand up next to the table and they socialize.
No. They're hanging out, they're swapping tails, they're enjoying a nice pint of beer or whatever.
Whatever it is they do.
And pale blue hen-ness.
So you're perfectly fine. No, you put the other chairs exactly where they're supposed to be. You need the chair next to the table, and it's 1 chair per table. Okay, he had only made 2 chairs because we've been paused this whole time. So that's fine. So hit the space bar. Your guys will place all your animals. They will put down the furniture. Look, they're running off to grab the stuff out of the workshop.
Now, interestingly, so I hit pause. Well, I hit unpause, but it didn't actually start until I cleared that error message. Not that has any bearing on anything, but I found that interesting.
I probably just clear without thinking these days, so that's fine.
Well, we can't all be as good as you, John.
Hit pause.
Okay.
Now
you
currently have 2 notifications all the way to the left. You'll see one looks like a cloud. That's telling you the latest. The weather has cleared. You can left click on it for more information. That's all the weather you've heard so far. Fine. You can right click to get rid of it.
Up here. It's like, hey, it's going to rain or not. I don't really know.
It's like in Southern California. How's the weather? Nice.
Sunny.
Now, look at this. Your carpenter has made a masterpiece willow table. So he's already leveling up. So one of the tables he just made, you haven't placed yet, is a masterwork table. When people sit at that, they're going to like, wow, that is a nice effing table. And they will get a happy thought having used said table.
All right, so you're telling me that these, well, it's a thought. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make them actually overall.
But you know what? Actually, why don't you click on the carpenter right now?
Okay, dude.
You brought up a good point. Click on the carpenter.
Right.
And if you can actually click on his so at the very bottom of this, you see this is a masterpiece. I am very satisfied.
Okay, this is awesome. He feels satisfied at work. He feels satisfied after producing a masterwork. Felt satisfied at work. He was annoyed when caught in a snowstorm. That's why we made you a workplace, buddy.
That's exactly it. So these are his thoughts, and they'll collect over time, and some will become deep memories. So as they build up, and the stronger they are, the longer they'll last, have an effect on him. So now that he's gotten his produced a masterwork, that was probably one of his things he wanted to do in life, and he's already accomplished one of his significant goals.
Okay, and I do see that he's not easily depressed. I suppose that's probably a good thing. He's got high he's musical. I remember that this guy was very artsy-fartsy.
Yes.
High social awareness, values perseverance. Okay, yeah, all right, I got you, buddy. Good for you.
So he's doing really well. Everybody's doing well right now. What we need, though, is we need to carve out another room for food storage.
Okay, so let's get on this. So what about
do that?
I feel like I don't want to use this space. I want this space to be like a royal bed chamber, which I suppose doesn't really make sense because people are coming down the stairs.
We are going to dig much further down.
Okay.
For your royal stuff. Our job right now is to make the nobody dies in this hole living space.
Well, I suppose. All right. So should I just empty this thing out? I mean, we'll just make like a giant chamber separated with stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. Here we go. I was overthinking it back in the day.
Okay. When they clear this out, we'll make a giant food stockpile, and then people can just step right over, grab some food, and go over to the tables to eat.
Now, I'm doing this right now, and I can't then layer on top of this the food stockpile, right? They have to do this first.
They have to dig it out first.
Got it.
So let's let them dig that out.
All right, guys, get to it.
And while you're at it, I want you to make a wood door hatch.
Okay. This is my favorite. Okay, so let's see here. This is dig. Where's my... It's not the tree chopping.
There's 2 ways to do it.
Oh, gosh. This is... Can I click on the dude? Is that what I do?
You can click on the workshop. Oh, hang on a second. You're still... yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. And then add new task?
Yep.
Okay, I'm doing this. I'm adding a task, and then I have to search... Wait, it's a work order, isn't it? It's not a task.
No. So if you're just at the workshop, you're just adding a task.
Oh, okay, got it. All right, so I'm in here, and you wanted a what was it?
Search for hatch.
Make wooden hatch cover.
There you go. Because we'll put that at the very top of your stairs, and then if you need to lock that, because if invaders come, you can at least lock the door. Now, larger creatures can break it, but regular creatures will just ignore you. Standard goblins, dwarves, humans, they won't get through a locked door.
Okay, now I'm going to pause for a minute. Okay, and I want to come up the levels. So what was that? E. Do I put the hatch here? Because I think
right there. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
So if he's built it.
Okay, so is that it's doors hatches? Oh, all right. There it is. Hatch. Do I have one? I feel like I have one. Okay.
There you go. Done. Because you still had, again, you had used closest material, so they're just going to grab that one and put it there.
Awesome! All right.
And if you unpause,
wait, hold on, one more minute.
Oh, you can now see where your river is.
It all melted.
It's still frozen.
My guys are not dead.
Well, that's still ice. So if you go over, that's ice. The snow melted. The ice will come soon.
Okay. I don't. You
But
are
you can
making
understand
so
why I was
obvious.
concerned when I said you're rather close to the river.
Yes. Yes, that's actually one of the real things I've been concerned about this entire time. All right, so now I want to go down, 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 down. All right, here we are. So I've placed the hatch, but we're still paused. This we said now we want to turn this into the food area, right?
Yeah, let's make a food stockpile. So go
Okay,
stockpile.
so let's see here. Okay, stockpiles, got it.
So for stockpiles,
Okay.
you draw the stockpile first. Yep, and then you
Oh,
accept
I
the
got it.
size of it.
So I might as well. I mean, I want a lot of food, right?
Yeah, I'd make it about
Okay.
the size of your wood stockpile.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now I've gone. Okay, so this is one thing that's been bugging me. So I accidentally clicked above where the wood is, even though
Okay.
there's no particular reason why. So if I want to undo that,
So
well,
yeah,
okay, there
you
it
can
is.
just do it that.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can also erase later on after you place it.
I just
Here,
freaking did it again.
just place it, and I'll show you how.
Now,
That's too big.
yeah, because they don't shame me, John. All right, is that good, or is that you think that's
That's
too
fine.
big?
That's
Okay,
fine. That's good.
okay. There we go.
Now,
Okay.
if you want to get rid of the top row, there's a little eraser down right there. Now you can.
Oh, that's much better. Okay.
And now
All
you click
right.
accept. So you like the shape.
I
Now
do like the
just
shape.
click food.
Okay. Where's my food? Food. Wait, is it over here?
Well, it's alphabetical.
Where's my This is great. All right, so there's food. I deserve that. I'll admit that. Okay, so now I've clicked food. Click an icon to set stockpile type. Okay, is that it?
That's
Is
it.
that really? Okay, there's no
Now,
accept button for that. That's
we do want to, while we're making stockpiles, so let's go back to the outside again.
Okie dokie.
And I want you to make a, just kind of south of the wagon, let's make another stockpile. Click on the plus button down there.
Gotcha. All right.
Make a decent size, maybe like a 6x6 or so. Yeah, that's good. That's fine.
Okay, got it.
Yep, click on that.
Wait, did I do it?
You still have the eraser on. That's why.
Son of a.
No, I actually think that it should default back when you say add. I don't know
agree.
why.
I think
so
that
anyway.
makes more sense. All right, so I'm back on the normal
Yep,
one.
make
Okay.
yourself. Okay.
That good?
That's fine.
Okay. Okay, that's going to take me good. Okay,
That's
here
fine.
we go.
Click accept.
Now, it put a little doodad over this.
That's because there's a tree there, so it knows it can't put stuff where there's a tree.
Got it. Okay.
Make this a refuse stockpile. So what that means is whenever like your cats kill a mouse or, so there's other garbage, you want them to throw it outside. Otherwise, it can cause problems.
Is refuse before the S's?
You know what? In this case,
for the record, I'm mocking myself. I just want the entire audience to know that. Where's the food?
Okay, so now if there's any garbage, they'll dump it outside. Later on, we'll try to make ourselves a more indoor garbage pit, but putting it outside is what everyone does at first because that's the easy way to go. If it's inside and stuff rots, it creates miasma, which spreads this terrible smelling gas that makes everyone angry and sick and...
Okay, so as close to life as humanly possible in that case. But okay, I've got to tell you, this tree is annoying the bejesus out of me.
Then cut it down.
I have them? I'm going to cut it down.
This is all within your control here.
Okay, I'm on the tree chopping. I want to chop that sucker down. Okay, chopping. Whoa, no, trees. Okay, so I've done that. Now, if I should have hit the space bar here.
Yeah.
Chirp mug. What a chirp. Is that because? Oh, because they're.
So now they're bringing all the food downstairs, right? So they're running that all down. The hatch is there now.
They close the hatch.
Yeah. So you can click on the hatch and lock it later. We won't do it right now, but if you click on it, you can actually bar it. And so, why don't you hit escape so you don't accidentally drop more trees?
That's great. Okay.
There you go.
Look at all the trees going on there. Oh, and my dude's over here. He's grazing. Just the one guy. Oh, he moved pretty quick, though. All right, so out of curiosity, is there a way, I don't actually want to do this, but is there a way to slow down the progress here? So they like take longer to go upstairs and downstairs.
Yes, there is a way. I'm trying to remember how to do it. I think it's like shift, like plus and minus. Interestingly enough, this entire game is based on frames per second. So it's told to get up to 100 frames per second, but it'll slow down as more stuff goes on. But you could say, hey, no, make the max like 50 frames per second instead of 100 because I want the game to go a little slower.
Gotcha. Okay.
My play is very much I stay paused 90% of the time, go around, put out like 100 different orders for things.
Yeah.
Hit space, count 10 as they do all the stuff, hit pause, and then see what got done. So I live my life in pause.
You, like God, like to witness things perpetually in order. I'm with you, man. All right, so one last question here. And I know we're going to be wrapping up in a couple minutes, but so here's the wood here. Do I want to make an order to have them move that down to my wood pile?
They will automatically fill in as slots become available in your wood pile.
Oh, so I have to make more stuff down there then.
Yeah, but you know what? I was going to say, let's make one more order that I think you want to do because we're going to start, next time we come back, we're going to start building your food industry because that's something you want to get going so no one starves to death.
I mean, I do, but I just want to point out Blue Jay remains.
Well, you have a cat and it saw that and killed it.
But I have a refuse area. Doesn't the cat know?
So they will not gather outside garbage, but you could tell them to do that. That is in one of the standing orders that we can change and set.
Oh gosh,
it has a weight and a value.
Now, what does this do, Dad?
So the camera follows the object. Now, this one's probably not going to move much, but other items may.
There's a chance. I understand. So if I wanted to track just like one dwarf,
you can go find a dwarf, hit that button on him, and then on pause, and he'll walk around, and the camera will follow him as he goes about all of his duties.
That's awesome.
And sometimes, like following the manager or one of the the admins is really interesting because they'll walk all around the thing. They're checking on stuff. They're heading back to their office. They're doing work. They have meetings with depressed dwarves, and so you can see what they're doing throughout the day.
It really is what I imagine God does with us. He's up there. He's like, okay, I'm going to pick some guy. Okay, this seems interesting.
let's take a look at one more thing, and then we'll wrap up this session. Okay. Go back down 3 layers. Get back down to your fort for a second.
I'm doing it. I'm in it.
And you can see now your food stockpile has all stuff in it.
Dwarven beer. Oh, I'm so proud of them.
Yeah.
Now, what's this guy? Meat barrel.
That's all. Yeah. If you click on it, you can actually see what's inside them.
Oh, I'm happy about that.
So those are all your hearts that you prepared.
You were a big fan of them. I'm not sure I was sold on them.
They're just high in iron.
I'm gonna say I want to take that as a joke, but it may not be. It's possible that it is serious. Okay, this is really cool.
So we'll leave it here.
Okay.
Next time, we'll dig out an area for food preparation. We'll put down the rest of your tables and chairs. And then we'll bring the other stuff downstairs. And then we'll start planning out digging out your real fortress out of the rock below. So we'll figure out how to dig a better staircase down. We'll find some rock, start carving it out. We'll make rock furniture. We'll make rock doors.
Of God, how low does it go?
Oh,
I only now read negative.
No. Keep going, buddy.
What?
I mean, like negative 100 is not unreasonable.
What? John, I feel like we're of different minds on that. How?
Now, there's going to be things. There's going to be caverns. There's going to be magma. There's going to be different. You're going to have different strata of rock types. And it follows real geology to a point. So if you understand the rock types and their formation layers and what type of rocks form, then you can know what you're hunting for. That's how that works.
My God. I can't wait. I'm not kidding. This is awesome.
So I hope you enjoyed that so far with your tiny little fort and your 7 mostly happy dwarves.
They're doing great.
They're doing great.
Like that, it's right up here.
They have a loamy home to sit in. We're gonna.
Don't we all wish we could have a loamy home with
a
barrel of meat?
We'll dig a better home next time after we build out some delicious food preparation inside a dirt hovel. So
you sold it.
So
well, thank you.
And thank you all for joining us as Mike learns this, and I do my best to explain the obvious to him. And we will see you next week or two.
Can't wait.
Have a great one.